What's up everybody, it's me Sergio with Mobility Direct. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the electrical anatomy of a mobility scooter. What you're looking at here is basically all of the electrical components on your typical mobility scooter. Now in this example, we've broken down a GoGo Ultra X by Pride Mobility. It has two 12-volt batteries in a removable battery box. So if you've seen a GoGo before, you know they usually come apart with a battery box. You've got the floorboard where the battery box sits on, and it's got the colored body panels. Everything is covered. You can't really see the electrical components. And a lot of people out there ask about the electrical components so they know what to expect when they're trying to do DIY repairs at home. Here at Mobility Direct, we're one of the leading OEM parts providers for Pride Mobility, Golden Technologies, and all the other major brands that manufacture mobility scooters, power wheelchairs, lift chair recliners, and other powered mobility devices. So if you're a DIYer and you need replacement parts, this might help you. Stick around to the very end, because towards the end of the video, I am going to put a hidden message on the screen. The first 20 people to spot it are actually going to get access to an exclusive discount code, which you can apply towards your purchase of any OEM part, whether it's a set of batteries, a controller, throttle, you name it. Let's dive into things. Most mobility scooters use two 12-volt batteries. These are actually 12-volt lithium batteries, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Lithium definitely lasts longer. Lithium batteries are lighter than traditional sealed lead acid batteries, and if you want to learn more about that, I'll put the link in the top right-hand corner. That's going to take you straight to our video that talks about the pros and the cons between lithium and sealed lead acid batteries. Now, without boring you to death, we've got the 24 volts coming from these two batteries passing through and going to the controller. Now, along the way, there's a lot of wiring. There's a fuse, a charging port, and a quick disconnect, which is going to allow the power to pass through to the base of the scooter. Now, that's something you're only going to see in models that come apart or that have a removable battery pack. So now, as you can see, the first thing that the power is leading to is the controller. This control module is basically the computer of your mobility scooter, and if you have a power wheelchair, you're also going to have a controller. We will do a video just like this in the future of an electric wheelchair's electrical anatomy, but a lot of the same concepts and principles apply. The controller is responsible for receiving voltage from the batteries and then distributing voltage to the different components, and also receiving and sending back signals for various electrical components like your throttle, your speed control knob, etc. Now, usually you're going to have a buzzer, which is going to be used to tell you if something's wrong. For example, if you turn the brakes off and you try to use the scooter, it's going to beep 5 times. You're going to hear this buzzer beeping 5 times. And if you read your user manual, it's going to tell you that all you need to do is turn your brakes back on and repower the scooter for that fault code, the 5 beep code, to go away. Normally that's all it takes, but sometimes your motor brake assembly might be bad and you can troubleshoot it. We have videos and we'll talk about that as we make our way over there to the brake assembly and the motor assembly. Now, these controllers are typically either going to be PG controllers or dynamic controllers. Those are the highest quality manufacturers of mobility equipment controllers for scooters and power wheelchairs. Now, we have a ton of videos showing you how to replace and troubleshoot control modules, but I would say this is going to be one of the most important parts of the entire electrical setup. Now, first, let's talk about the wire harness that's going to the motor assembly, which is actually a transaxle and a magnetic brake assembly in one. Since this is a scooter that comes apart, you do have the quick disconnect feature here, which is just to quickly disconnect the back half of the scooter from the front, and your power for your motor, your brake signals are all passing through this quick disconnect assembly here. Sometimes these go bad. There are some pins and holes that correspond to the pins and they can get bent. These assemblies can get brittle over time, especially if you've had your scooter for more than 5 years and you live near the beach and you get a lot of salt and oxidation in the air. That can make these parts brittle. You can get rust and buildup, so you want to inspect that. You definitely need power to go to the motor, and if there's rust and oxidation, you need to correct that as soon as possible so that it stops spreading and causes major issues in the future. We've got a video where we had that issue on a particular scooter. We took it apart, stripped it down, and we realized there was just no saving that scooter. There was too much rust. Rust is a killer for electrical components. So is water. So stay away from salt water especially, but really any kind of water should not be touching your electrical components. Now here we've got the motor transaxle assembly, and this is actually the brake assembly. Now we have videos that show you how to troubleshoot your motor and brake assembly, but basically you're gonna take a multimeter, which looks like this, and you're gonna touch the black and the red probe to the yellow and black wire, or the two wires coming from the brake assembly, to test the resistance. Now, if you've never used a multimeter before, we actually have a video that shows you how to use one. I recommend watching it so that you can save yourself some money and troubleshoot your parts to see which ones are going bad, and then you can call our parts department to help you order that OEM replacement part over the phone. Now, troubleshooting the motor can be done as well. You can take your multimeter, the same tool, to the two pinouts that correspond to the two wires that send power to and from the motor. Yes, you guessed it, we have a video for that as well. And if you want to learn how to troubleshoot your motor, you can go ahead and watch that video. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to the playlist in the description of this video that's going to show you how to troubleshoot all the different components. One video for each component, how to troubleshoot it, how to replace it. So check that out at the end of the video. Now, here we have the brake lever, which is going to disengage and engage the automatic brake system. This is the actual motor, that's the transaxle, and obviously you've got your two rear wheels. Now, if we come back over here to the controller, there's another big wire harness, and this wire harness is the main wire harness. And this is going to actually send and receive signal to the controller, the tiller, the dash, if you will. So things like your speed control knob, your key ignition, your horn button, your battery meter, your buzzer for the horn, and your throttle are all going to be connected to this main wire harness. It's a really big connector down here, and this main wire harness sometimes can go bad too. You will want to test continuity from this end to the other end. You can test continuity on your ignition. We can test continuity on various different things. We can test resistance on the speed control knob to see if it's working within range. Same thing with your throttle potentiometer. These are two different potentiometers. You've got your speed potentiometer and your throttle potentiometer. They can go bad. And to troubleshoot them, you just need this multimeter and know how to test resistance. And you will need to know the appropriate resistance range for said part. Now, we do have that information. Typically, we reserve troubleshooting over the phone for our customers. Hopefully you can understand. There's a lot of folks out there with mobility scooters trying to find out how to fix it at home. We'd love to help you, but we do have to reserve our customer service agents for paying customers. However, that doesn't stop you from learning how to troubleshoot these products on our blog, from our YouTube videos, from our FAQ section, from our online forum. If you register for the forum and post pictures, explain what your problem is, we will reply with answers. Might take a day or two, but that's one way to get access to technicians that will reply to the forum. Okay, just like any other forum like Reddit, you can go register as a user, start a conversation, and someone who either owns a mobility scooter that knows the answer might reply, or one of our technicians might reply. To go to our forum, just go to our website, mobilitydirect.com, and click on the link that says forum, either at the top of the page if you're on a desktop or at the bottom if you're on a mobile phone. That's really it. That's the anatomy, electrical anatomy of a mobility scooter. And I hope you learned something today. And if you're new to the channel, keep in mind, folks, we have hundreds and hundreds of videos, repair videos to show you how to DIY, repair and replace parts, product comparison videos, review videos. We have a podcast, entertainment videos, torture test videos. Those are awesome. Don't try the things you see at home when you're watching our torture test videos, because we get wild. Now, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments section below. We will reply within 1 business day. And by the way, did you know that at Mobility Direct, we give back to the disabled community all the time? Part of every sale actually goes towards funding our mission to give back. We give away mobility scooters to people in need all the time. Veterans, homeless people, people who are amputees struggling to get around with a cane or a walker or crutches. We show up with the cameras rolling and we give them a free mobility scooter. If you want to be a part of that movement, consider shopping at mobilitydirect.com or telling someone you know. We are a licensed and accredited medical equipment company with an A rating on the Better Business Bureau. One last thing before you do, if you want to get a copy of our free product catalog to see not only accessories, parts, but also our top selling products, it's free. Claim a copy by going to our website, mobilitydirect.com. Click on the green button at the top of every page that says free catalog. fill out the simple short form that you're seeing on the screen now, and you'll get one in the mail within 1 to 2 weeks tops. Now, if you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video. Bye-bye.